Hi guys, it's the March 16th. Now if you watch, I posted that me hitting the heavy bag. With those MMA gloves, it was too much. Like I couldn't hit it hard. So what I did, I got boxing gloves. I wasn't planning on doing it, but they had a sale at Big Five, which is a chain out here, for 29 bucks. They're usually 55 right here. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna jump on that because these 16-ounce gloves should be good. I should be able to hit the bag as hard as I can hit it and not worry about killing my hands, especially when I'm trying to play guitar. So, see, they did it again. If you watched yesterday's video, they had these guys right here. He's got a camera backpack on. See this guy right there? And his phone. Everybody out here is mic'd up with hidden cameras on their belongings. Catholics worldwide have all formed their own society, worldwide society. It's being hidden. Anyway, the point of the video is I got these. They're cheap, synthetic leather type gloves, which is fine. I just want to be able to hit the bag, as hard as I can. Boxing is always something I wouldn't say I wish I did when I was younger, but something my dad would have liked. He loved boxing. Something I could have been good at. I'm good at everything, but boxing I could have been really good at when I was healthy. So now I get to hit a punching bag. So yeah, these are 16-ounce gloves, which is the biggest ones you can pretty much get around here, at least at the regular place. But yeah, I was pretty much waiting for them to go on sale for me to buy them because I wasn't going to spend 55 bucks. But yeah, for 29 bucks, can't beat it. So yeah, so now I'll start hitting the bag with this. I'll start tomorrow. I just got them. I had to walk 30 blocks and then 30 blocks back. Actually, 32, is it? It's like on 32nd Street. And I'm on the ocean. I'm at the beach. So then the first street is number 1, 2, and up to 32 blocks. And some blocks aren't just city blocks, they're farther. And then back. So that took like, 3 hours? So something like that. Because what happens, I check my email. And what I did, I get specials because I signed up. So when I saw it, I was like, get it. So yeah. So next month, the thing with the iPhone, I need to get a bike. I have no transportation. I had a bus for a year that was free because of the virus. So I had the free Metro for a year. That's no more. So now I go to Vons, the grocery store here, but the prices are too high. My money's just burning up like crazy. So I need a bike to try to make that last. Because if you don't make it last out here, you can be in trouble, to say the least. And they've stole 5 or 6 of my bikes. So there's been like 6 thefts in my bike, and it's all them. It's all one. It's the government. So keep that in mind when they show the cover-up story. Ask them, why do you steal his bikes? It's because it makes it easier to kill the guy and cover it up. Much easier than if a guy's riding around a bike. Much easier for them. That's why they do it. For one, you leave the town. So like Santa Monica, who would be running, if I'm in Santa Monica like I'm now, their local police would be running the cover up. But if you have a bike, you leave the city all the time. That's one reason they did it. It makes it easier. And it makes your life a living hell. Because you have to walk miles and miles to the store every day to get food. The 99-cent store is like a 7-mile walk. Basically what I just did. And you have to do that every day. Can you imagine that? Do that every freaking day? Those days are past. All why my family got $5 million a piece to keep my case quiet did my fucking money. And these pieces of shit, the city council here is involved paying them off. If you didn't know, the city council in Santa Monica is related to my sister Heather's husband Paul. They're related to Gail Schlossberg. Arnold's involved. If you didn't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of the most powerful guys on the planet. He's not just a guy who's in movies, who's governor. The guy is from one of the most powerful families in the world. To say the least, the guy's very powerful. And apparently, when I found out the homeless were killed, his family was one of the major people involved in doing it. Now, obviously, they do it for other states, so the other states would, So there's a lot of people who wanted me to shut up. Anyway, there were people in Arnold's family who liked me a lot. It's sad because there could have been a good match, maybe. Who knows? It depends. But now it doesn't matter for me. My life's destroyed. Anyway, boxing gloves. So yeah, tomorrow I'll maybe make a video. We'll see. Gotta get some charge of this phone. It's really low. All right, take care, guys. But yeah, my family got $5 million apiece, so it's just not fucking happening. You know what I mean? So, anyway, it did happen. Go find that out. All you have to do is find that out, and you're gonna know my story's true. And they're just trying to cover it all up. My sister, even in the Easter conversation, said that it was covered up. She even admitted it, and that's when they paid her off to shut up, don't talk. Now, let me make one thing clear about my law firm in Connecticut, Gail Salzberg's husband's law firm. They did not run out of time where they couldn't bring case. Apparently that's one of the covers they're trying to use. That's not what happened. They came to me, signed the retainer agreement. They knew exactly how much time was left. They said, we'll take care of it. I, on my own, went looking for, because I knew they falsified the record. And just on my own, just for my own protection, I went to doctors and stuff on my own while they were supposed to take my files and look, which they did. It doesn't matter. It's a controlled government in Connecticut. They knew what happened. It was attempted murder. I didn't know that. So I don't know if they're going to pay me some money or not. I have no idea what was going to happen. But there was nothing about them running out of time. First of all, to bring a case, all you have to do is have a doctor say, well, which isn't illegal, by the way. That's a huge giveaway. Our system is a sham. You have to get a doctor to give you a certificate so you could sue. That's not how it's supposed to work. But they changed the law so they can... and what they're doing is they're killing people intentionally in the medical setting. And then they can't bring case because you can't get a doctor because they're all Catholic. You need a doctor's certificate to sue, which is against the law. It's not legal. You can't to do that. Then they all protect each other. And that's exactly what's going on. All doctors are Catholic. You cannot be a doctor today unless you're Catholic. And they're all keeping my case covered up. I'm a guy they tried killing. I survived. I have these injuries that hurt. And every doctor is falsifying my records for all these years, and I'm living with this. Think about that. And they're getting away with it, these pieces of shit. So anyway, you're talking crimes against humanity. Now, if you didn't know, Catholics don't think they're human. They're taught they're a different being. They taught humans are basically people who aren't Catholic. Everybody else on the planet who isn't Catholic, they're taught they're humans. But the Catholics are taught they're not. So when you have the crimes against humanity, they don't believe it applies to them. Which they're the ones who wrote the law anyway. The Criminal Court, the Catholics came up with that, so they can get rid of world leaders who weren't Catholic, who treated their people like shit, which they do the same thing, and then they use it as a cover. But then they did it to me. For a government cannot kill somebody without charges, a trial, a lawyer. They bypassed all that. 7 tries against me. Once you know that much, look at the assault and robbery. That was attempted murder by the Santa Monica City Council in Washington, D.C. together. That was planned by... Trump was president. He was in on it. It was pre-planned. They tried. They had to get me to look like I was crazy in the video. It didn't work. I got away with the video. It was attempted murder. I was to be shot. I knew it in the video. That's why I let the guy pummel me for 5 minutes. The city council... Anybody involved in the government is supposed to be pulled out of office, put before the Hague for their lives. That's not what happened in my case. So now what they're doing is they're staging all this cover-up bullshit because everybody out here is mic'd up, and they're going to try to make it look like it was justified, which you can't do that. Yeah, the guy with no criminal record. So they're staging a fake story with me in it. As all these people are Catholic, and they're taking order from these people, including Mayor Garcetti. Those are high-ranking Catholics. It's all controlled out here, which they're hiding very well. Catholics swear to secrecy. Everybody is mic'd up in their in the church, ranked, and they want a one world of that, and they swear to not talk about it. As opposed to free people who aren't. And Catholics control our government. They control the money, they control the farms, they control everything. Sports. All athletes today are Catholic. You can't be a pro athlete today unless you're Catholic. Now, if you didn't know, Catholics don't pay taxes since they control the money. They just give them out here. They're lent everything they have for serving the church, and they can be taken at any time. They do not own it. So if they drive a Ferrari, if you come to California, you see someone driving a Ferrari, it's not theirs. It's owned by the Catholic Church. Same with Porsche. All the top cars, like the GT3s, the 458s, which is an older Ferrari. You got the Tributo and whatever that newer one's called. I forgot. You cannot get those cars unless you're Catholic, which is why they always say, oh, you can't get one unless you owned them before. Well, then you'd never get one. Think about that. That's to deter free people from getting... You'll never have a Ferrari if you're a free person. You can go to a racetrack and maybe drive one for a day. That's about it. You'll never have one yourself. It's by design. You have to be Catholic. And you have to be given it. And now all those builders of those automobiles are Catholic. So you got Enzo Ferrari, the guy who was founder of Ferrari. He was in this cult. He's Catholic, was Catholic. So they don't want non-Catholics driving their vehicles. Even though the planet, all the resources you could say belongs to everybody, Catholics don't believe so. So they believe they are the ruling group on the planet, and everybody else has to serve them if you're even of value. So Catholics get to go to the best universities because they control the universities. Harvard, Yale, Stanford. Those are the public ones. There's a lot of ones that you don't know about that are private schools that are just as high, if not higher ranking than those. And that's where the top Catholics go. And they even go overseas, like the mayor here went. Garcetti, he went overseas to school to be taught to be a world leader, which is why he is who he is. It's who you are in your family, in your Catholic family, and his family's huge out here. He's like Arnold. He's very powerful. And they're both running to cover up my murder. Just go figure. They both were involved having my family paid off. 100. I'm as sure as my name is Jay Meads, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Eric Garcetti are two of the main people who got my family paid $5 million apiece, without question. So I'll have to keep quiet, because what happened was I came out here, and those families, like I said, had women in them who liked me, but they knew what happened to me. So my family knew this, apparently, that they were vetting me to see if I'd get in these families. So that's one reason they got paid off to shut up. So yeah. And so go ahead. Talk about getting fucked over. I got fucked over so bad so many times. I say this before, I almost schmoozed my way up to the top out here in California with the families. I'm talking the richest areas on the coast. The women in these families liked me before in 2016 when I found out the homeless were killed. But you have to qualify into the cult first. And I say smoothed. Obviously, I don't think that. I kind of like to do it to rub it into them, because it's all I'm getting back from them, nothing. But yeah, didn't happen. But my life was fucked over in 2007 when I got poisoned. That was basically the end of my life. Even if I got into these families out here with all that money, it's still, when you're as injured as I am, it still would not have been nearly as good as if you're a healthy person. You know what I mean? Of a life, it would have been all right, I guess. Depends. But and even famous women I've mentioned before apparently were interested. Now I know the famous women I've mentioned were involved in the vetting procedure. Obviously, in some cases they may have been for other reasons. I don't know, but yeah. So anyway, all right, I gotta go. Boxing gloves. It was all about boxing gloves. I was only supposed to talk for 2 minutes. I don't have wraps though. I don't have any more money left. What is that? A mouth guard? Accessories mouth guard. What? The bag's not going to punch me in the mouth, I don't think. But the hand wraps, I'm going to probably eventually. I'll have to get sometime. I can't get them now. I don't have enough money. Because you'll still hurt your hands if you're not careful. Because you know what I mean. Just the impact of doing this. Why wraps will keep you from doing that. It'll kind of keep it still. Okay. Take care, guys.